the noise of others' opinion drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. One more time for the ones at the back. Your time is limited, so don't waste it living someone else's life. Don't be trapped by dogma, which is living with the results of other people's thinking. Don't let the noise of other people's opinions drown out your inner voice. And most important, have the courage to follow your heart and your intuition. The trick is in filtering all of that out. Filter. What do you feel? What are your insights like? Are you one with yourself? Am I you're one with what everybody else wants you to be? Then at the end of the day, you don't even know who you are because you're pleasing Nani, you're pleasing Nani, you're pleasing Nani. At what point will you ever please you? Do you even know who you are? Something to think about today. It is time for Advice Circle though. And it's always a good time with Judy in the building. Welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
And you're always like, unaona kuangana hizi vitu za roho roho. You know, after every conversation, just sit back and go to like Mwikali. Yeah, Mwikali. Did you take notes?
Nakwambia come to realignment. Nakupatia tu till number tumalize hiyo story.
Niko tu lakini. Alisema hivyo kwani anajua what I'm going through. Today we're talking about something that, again, nitakuwa tu hapo niko. Wait, Judy, are you talking to me? We're talking about timeouts.
Yes.
Are they even healthy? Should we? Or
Yes.
should we not?
I guess when we think about timeout, we think about timeout in the context of when you come to that season of your life where nothing seems to work.
Okay.
Either you've been working, job inakatika, you're going through a relationship, it comes to an end, you are running a business, it stops operating, then what? Usually what we tend to do is to run around. Nitaanza kukupigia simu Mwikali, give me advice.
Yeah.
And then you start giving me advice based on your own relationship, based on your own personality or what. So there will be that season where all that happens. But then there's another season that we go through after that where the crowd then begins to thin.
And what happens?
We need to understand that there's a time. Remember last time when I said that many times what we call the depression is actually the dark night of the soul.
Yes.
The dark night of the soul actually demands for a timeout for an individual.
Okay.
It's a time that is divinely orchestrated to remove you. You know, many times, I don't know, maybe this happens in Christian circles, but I know that you've had it in life where they say I'm going to the next level, the next level, the next level.
Unakunga umetoka timeout. Ama next level.
Next level. Hey, by the way, wakwangi wamekwambia inakuanga na timeout katikati.
No.
So next level, you think from one level to another, to another, it doesn't happen like
Keep
that.
It moving. That's what they tell you.
It doesn't happen like that. Usually what happens is that when you get to one level, when this season for this level ends, even you'll begin to feel a certain discomfort.
Okay.
Because the time for this season is over. I don't know what next, but I just feel I'm not finding fulfillment in this relationship. I'm not finding fulfillment in this job. I'm not finding fulfillment in this business. There's something that is not being answered within me. That begins to signal for you. It's time for you for a change of season.
Okay.
But because many of us don't know, either one, you'll push yourself there. Okay, fine, you'll push yourself there, that relationship will end. Even the wonder. Because it's a divinely orchestrated season. Your season has come to an end. The relationship will end. The job, you'll be fired, whatever. Ask anyone who has truly been fired, because I've been there. By the time you are being told...
You had felt
it.
You knew. Your time is done.
Yes,
But then you were just like... Oh, maybe I'm scared to make the next move.
Yes.
Or maybe, see, they have not fired me yet.
Yes.
Actually, it's not that bad. Let me just... Then when you're fired...
It's the fear of bills.
That's the truth. That's the truth. And then you're just stuck there.
You're stuck there.
And then what do?
Then they fire you. Because your time had come to an end, but you simply didn't know.
What is entailed in the timeout? What happens there? So say, for example, whatever happened.
Yes.
So maybe I got fired.
Yes.
Or maybe I felt like I just needed to grow. I needed
Yes.
more for myself. And I needed to step out.
Yes. Which
Then
few people do, by the way.
Inakwanga the other way around.
Yes.
Like, I'm in this place now. I don't know what to
What to do.
Let me just take the time to be
Yes.
introspective.
Yes.
But what happens in the timeout?
What happens in the timeout? First and foremost, it's a confusing season because we hardly talk about it. And it's a good thing that we're having this conversation today.
Yeah.
So that when someone goes to that season, they'll understand that they are going through a timeout. They are not depressed.
Okay. So we don't misuse the word.
Don't misuse the word depression. It is not depression. It's a timeout, but because we don't talk about it, everyone who's going through a dark season where actually, Mikali, in that season, you don't feel like being with people. Some people get off social media.
Yeah.
Some people, you just begin to, you're not picking calls. You understand it? Your phone is off. Just something. Why? Because there's something within you that tells you, I need to recalibrate.
Yeah.
But because we don't talk about it often, even you, when that season hits, you don't know what to do.
Then you call it depression.
You call it depression. Oh, I was depressed. No, you were not depressed. You were going through a season of a timeout.
How can we take advantage of that time, of that space, knowingly? And, well, you have to understand or be aware that this is happening to you. Otherwise,
Yes.
it will just pass you by.
Yes. I think the first thing that you need to understand is that you will be hit, like we all have just agreed. So when the heat comes, usually what tends to do is that you will be withdrawn from the people, you will be withdrawn from the crowd. This happens in two ways. Either people will stop calling you. You've had people saying, oh, when I lost my job, no one was calling me. Don't complain.
Oh. That's when you know you're real friends. To corner captions
No,
by the
no,
way,
yeah,
haters. My circle is smaller now. I'm grown.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. It's just you have to be removed from the crowd for you to be able to listen to your soul.
Filtering.
Yes.
Beautiful.
So the first thing that tends to happen is that you are withdrawn. Something happens, even you yourself, your tests will change.
Okay.
In terms of the people that you used to hang out with, you're like, it doesn't give me the kick anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's something internally that's telling you need to recalibrate.
Okay.
So you're not depressed. Two, other people will probably just not call you. There's nothing wrong with them. It's the season that you are in is demanding that you will be released away from people. Then it takes you to the place of solitude.
Mm-hmm.
The place of solitude is actually the place of reflection.
Okay.
So that's the season that you reflect. That's the season where probably you will be led and guided to someone who is in the season where you are going next.
So you need to be aware.
You need to be aware. That's why we keep talking about realignment.
Yes. Because if you're not, you will not see them even if they stood right in front of you.
Thank you.
You won't see.
Yes. So you begin to get aligned to something inside of you gets drawn to the person who has what it is that you need for the next level, sometimes unconsciously. I remember when I was going through my own dark night, remember I was telling you I was out of employment for 4 years, Mwekali. Yes, 4. So in that season, I listened a lot to Priscilla Shire. She's a speaker in America, and I listened a lot to Sarah Jakes Roberts. Mm-hmm. So I didn't know. No one at that time, I had never spoken in any forum, Wikali.
Yes.
But there was something inside of them that was now calling into something that is inside of me.
Okay.
That now the next time I picked up a mic to speak, everyone was telling me, you sound like Priscilla Shire. You get?
Yes.
Not that I was copying her, but because I had gone through a season of incubation that was incubating me for the next season of my life. So when they talk about next level, please don't think it's Ngazi after Ngazi after Ngazi. It is Ngazi. Then you go through a season of discomfort because this season has to spit you out to prepare you for the next season of your life.
Does that happen when you're ready? Did you feel ready? Were you scared to step out and just be the Judy that we know today?
First of all, apart from being scared,
Yes.
the season of the dark night, the season of the timeout draws everything that you knew before.
Okay.
You understand? And that's why you're going through this season of separation. That's why you're going through this season of solitude. That you're going through, because something has to change inside of you, Mwikali. You're not going to come out as the older version of Mwikali that we knew.
No. You have to go through the fire.
Yes. It's a fiery furnace, so to speak. But then again, and so yeah, actually that's what it is. It's a fire. And when they say be still and know that I am God, stillness is not easy. I can't give you.
You're so unsure at the
you
same time.
You are unsure. You're fearful. Bills are real, Mwikali. You get it, eh?
Yes.
But then it's interesting that somehow God provides. And this is universal, whether you're kingdom or not.
Yeah.
Somehow God provides. There'll be ravens. You know what I mean? Ravens. People will just come. You may not have exceedingly abundantly, but you will just have enough to keep you going. That's to encourage someone who is out of employment, because in this season many people are going through a season of rebranding. Actually, the season of timeout is a season of rebranding.
Say what now?
Yes.
That sounds better.
Yes.
I like it.
You like it?
Yes. So instead of looking at it like, oh my God, this is so how about you think about you are rebranding, that after it's done, after you've done your time, that you'll actually come out better, knowing yourself and the things that you are worth and your purpose. I'm so excited for this, and we're taking a very short commercial break. We are coming back. So you had a point right there. Are you going to remember it?
Yes.
Okay, great. We'll pick up from that point after this break. And we are back with Judy. We're talking about the timeout, and we have decided it's called the time of rebranding.
Yes.
That you're going to come out different, but you need to filter out everything else. And it feels alone, and you feel unsure.
Yes.
You had a point before.
I had a point.
Yes.
The point is, think about a product that is being rebranded they remove them from the shelf.
They do.
Take them back to the factory for repackaging and rebranding before it is reintroduced back to them. If you understand timeout that way, you're good.
Oh my God. That's a beautiful way to look at it.
Yes.
And because you don't want to mix the old and the new.
Yes.
Don't confuse your clients.
Yes. And actually, it's true. As you become rebranded, you attract a different crowd. You get it, eh?
That's true.
Because the people that you were with at the older level are not able to carry you to the next level. See at unaringa Mwikali.
No.
But then they're not able to connect with you at this new level. Something has happened inside of you. There's a shift that has taken place.
Yeah.
Your thinking, your perspective, your mindset has changed when you took the time out.
And people will have things to say to you.
People will have things to say.
Change.
Yes, I may
kutoka
change.
Kwanza siku hizi anze kuongea hivyo na nini?
Na Mwikali.
Kutoka tumone kwa TV. But no, you haven't. Well, you have.
Yes.
They didn't notice that it wasn't something for them. You are not for them now.
That's okay. You're not for them now, and maybe yes, you'll be able to serve them.
Yes.
But when you're going through the process that you're going through, it will be unlikely that they'll understand. Hence the reason why you are taken out, so that when you do come back, even the way they see you, because the truth is they'll struggle with the new version of you. You know that, eh? They were used to the old version. So it will take a while for them to understand, something has happened. Purpose has been redefined. She's not the same person that we knew. It takes a while for people to then respect the new version of you. Because people can get stuck to the receptionist, but you have moved, now you're a salesperson. People can get stuck to, you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So you have to also be aware that something has shifted about me. Carry it well with understanding, so that now you're able to get into the next level.
I think the easiest, not really easiest, one of the most common instances that we see is when you decide to get saved. So you were living in the world, and now you have given your life to Christ, and everything about you has to change.
Yes.
Your friends now look at you and they're like, we don't get you. So now we can't go Kadunda?
Yes, I get
okay,
it.
Like, no. Okay, then they come again. Si basi lakini unaweza onja kuni mtu akiokoka na changa immediately. So there will be a lot of that. But if you go back to your old ways, then you lose what has been planted in you.
Yes.
Not totally. You can always go back to get it, I think.
Yes. Another beauty about it is, when you even think about it, even using the salvation, the most beautiful thing is that when you have gone through a transformation. You understand? So when you go through a transformation, something inside of you has changed that will be able to sustain you.
Yes.
Now, that's why you have to take a time out.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
So that then even internally, you begin to recalibrate whatever system. You need to do like a system overhaul. So one level to the other, don't just celebrate. It means a system overhaul. It's not going to be easy, but when you come out on the other side, you can't go back to who you used to be.
That is so true. Do we have timelines for when these things happen? Or people will be like, Judy, I've never experienced a timeout. I'm always moving. If it's job, I'm moving from one job to the other and it's beautiful and I'm happy. If it's relationships, I'm just moving from one, it's not working, and move on to the next one. When I look at my life, I will not say, oh my God, I remember this time. Oh, timeout. So for such kind of a person, what would it be? What would be the thing?
I think especially when it comes to relationships, I think that's where the greatest danger is. You're just jumping from one relationship to another.
The next one.
There's need sometimes for you yourself to even take time out. You see, sometimes like I went through a forced time out, so to speak.
Yeah.
But the forced time out was because I was being called to a higher purpose. You understand?
Yes.
So therefore, I had to go through whatever I went through. But sometimes you yourself can go through an introspection. Surely you can't come out of one relationship today. You didn't even take time to reflect on what happened. You have just gone into another relationship, not taken time. And you know what? Society is what will push you.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to, I'm telling you, work, Mwikali. Do you know there are very many people who are waking up to go to jobs in the morning that are not what they are assigned to do?
And you feel tired even before you leave the house.
Exactly.
Just the thought of going to the office.
Exactly. Why? Because even as a society, Mwikali, we must come to the place where we begin to redefine purpose.
Okay.
So that I tell you, Mwikali, is this the space that you're supposed to function in? When you find that space that you're supposed to function in, if the doors keep opening, it's okay. But if you're just waking up to go and pay bills, it's not worth it. Let me tell you, even that thing, even me in my season, people have very interesting proposals for you.
What were you told? What was the most weird one?
I was told...
Where?
Mikali, people can even tell you very interesting things, but I think the one that I actually felt bad about, and I even went to the mirror to look at myself, was someone was offering me a job that I had worked in like 10 years or 15 years back. Why? And that's the danger. You have to know yourself.
Okay.
If you don't know yourself, society will brand you any way they want to.
Yes.
Because that person couldn't see Judy correctly.
No.
I knew myself. You understand?
Yeah.
So I refused to take that offer because I knew myself.
Yes.
Now, if someone else doesn't understand, they'll say, fanya tu kazi, bora ulipe.
Ulipe.
Honestly speaking, I don't know. Maybe someone else has a different school of thought. I don't agree. You have to work for purpose. Otherwise, all of us will go and sell smokies. Are you getting it?
Watasema lakini sasa na need kulipa bills.
Yeah.
Or I have a family.
Or you have a family, and maybe that's true to a given extent. But even then, seek the purpose of God.
So even as you do
whatever, seek the purpose of God. Seek the purpose of God, because you can settle.
You can easily.
Yes.
Easily.
You can settle. There are many times we are doing coaching, Mikali, people who got stuck, and it takes away the joy out of your life. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with selling smokies, but not all of us are cut for selling smokies. Kuna wakununua na wakuuza. You get? Na kuna wakulift up wengine. If all of us are stuck at the same level, we can't do the same things. For example, I know Kamkunji, but even as much as I know Kamkunji, ningekuja niuzie nani? Are you getting it?
I do.
You get it?
And it could be on whatever level you are in life.
Yes.
You could be, you're earning the millions, but you're not happy.
You're not
happy. I mean, the monk who sold his Ferrari,
thank you. Oh, thank you in fact, thank you for bringing it out. Because now that's the place where we need to redefine what is the definition of success, Mwikali? Can we begin to talk to people about finding fulfillment? Can I encourage you, as long as you're fulfilling your purpose? I got to a place, I could quit explaining yourself actually when you're going through the timeout. Why? It's a lonely season. few people talk about it, other people will not be able to understand. But then if you find yourself going through that season, please don't think you're depressed.
Okay. Then that means I need to be appreciative of this space that I'm in.
It's a beautiful place. Why? Because you actually redefine yourself. I'm not the same person I was, Mikali.
No.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the attitude of gratitude in this space and how to just tap into that when you feel low, sad, dark, lonely, and alone. Well, lonely and alone are the same thing. But you understand, so you're there. How do I reach deep and understand that this is just mapito?
Yeah.
That something better is coming my way.
I think that we have to understand the stages. So the first thing that usually happens is the place of frustration. That's true. You'll be very frustrated. You will try all those things. I tried. Not that I didn't try. But then now it hits a certain place, and maybe that's a place that you should seek after, where now you find peace within you.
Okay.
When you reach that place of finding peace within you, you're able to hear. You get. When you're running around and in frustration, you are trying out very many things, you're out of purpose. And actually, you know, the timeout is meant for you to be removed so that you are still. When you're still, you hear. When you hear, you're able now to get a redirection of your path. That's the whole reason of the timeout. But you're going to waste, actually that season is wasted more by the running around in panic. And that's why it's important for us to have this conversation. Because if the panic is reduced, the timeout can be reduced. Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Okay.
Because then, if your panic time, it's granted it will happen. If it is reduced, then you remember very fast, oh, I had this. I know that it happens. I need to learn to be still. Listen a lot to messages of hope, messages of inspiration, because you'll need them. You need that inner strength to carry you through that season. Then when you come to the place where you begin to hear, what then happens is that the correct doors begin to open. That's what happened to me. It just had one opportunity led to another, to another, to another, and then I saw the fullness of purpose.
I'm just thinking about 4 years out of work.
Yeah.
And how frustrating that can be. I mean, I was out of work at some point in my life for 5 months.
Yes.
By month 4, I'd come up with a plan. Mikali, you can't just be out here not doing anything.
Yes.
See, you just get pregnant, then you'll say, Ninalea. You know, so it's the same thing. You're just finding you're looking at whatever will give at that point instead of focusing on what is happening to you and the opportunities that might come your way. Because if I'd gone that direction, hata kulea ni sawa, ingekuwa ni sawa, lakini there's so many beautiful things that happened immediately on the 5th month that wouldn't have happened.
You would have circumvented that journey just because you have come up with your own plan. You understand? Yeah. And it's important because even as we talk about it, that we understand that we are not our own.
That's true. That is very true.
You get it? Yeah. So you are brought into planet Earth to fulfill a given purpose. When you do go through this season, just understand that you have not been left on your own. Yeah. Somehow you'll be redirected and your path will become clearer. Because it's very frustrating, by the way. I remember a friend of mine. Yeah. I share this with her permission. A friend of mine who went through a season of job loss. She opened a business in Rongai. She was selling bed sheets. Mwikali alifungua hiyo bed sheet shop, ilikaa huko the whole month. Hakukuna mtu alikuja customer. Hata mmoja. Why? When you're not in your place of purpose, let me tell you, like even me, for example, and I'm not saying it, I'm saying it to encourage someone. Yeah. There's one of you who has probably looked for a job. It's not coming. You've sent applications. I sent them Mwikali, they didn't come. You have tried businesses. They are folding. Not because you're not hardworking or anything, or you don't have strategy. I was a strategist. I was a marketer by profession. You understand?
Strategy was you.
Strategy was me. But plan A, B, and C, and D can fail on you so that then now you come back to alignment. And it's important for us to talk about this season. That lady, now, in the one time she called me in the morning, si sasa amefunga nini?
Shop your bed
sheet. Sasa akanipigia asubuhi akaniambia, sasa nimeona nijaribu kwenda kuuza nini? Chakula wapi? Kware is a soko in Rongai.
Okay.
Kweli alipika
Alipika.
Alipika.
Okay.
Dengu na rice.
Yes.
When it got to about 2 o'clock, she called me. You know, I was panicking. Nimefikiria ameshikwa na kanjo. So,
Oh yeah, there's that too.
yeah.
Kwani anapiga simu sahi?
Ameuza sahani sita.
Judy, why are you laughing? The whole day, Sanisita. Okay, you have tears.
She called me in tears. Mikali, let me tell you, if you don't know this Timeout, you know, luckily she was talking to me and I had been there before.
Yeah.
I told her, you know what, just take a break. It's okay. Chill out.
Did she listen?
Yes, she did.
Okay.
You have to, you know, let me tell you, there has to be a place, Mikali, where you realize that even this salary is not what sustains you. Eh?
That's true.
Yeah? And then now you have to learn the
Aki, why are we laughing at this?
No, it's a good story because she's still my friend. But let me tell you, imagine that's what happens when you don't talk about these things.
Yeah.
You will run around. You will do very many things. And I'm sure very many people are running around.
Yeah.
Trying. People are trying.
Everything.
People are trying everything. But
Yeah.
it takes a place of stillness. Let me tell you, Mikali, when you find what it is that God created you to do, you operate in purpose. You find fulfillment, and somehow God makes provision.
I think we need to take this realignment program. How do we do that? Where do we find you? Ni wiki ngapi? Angalia, Judy, unajua umecheka machozi kwa huku ime.
Hiyo maneno inanichekeshaga kila siku. So it's an 8-week program.
Okay.
What happens is that we do an online session or a physical session. We take you through whatever, then we give you workbooks for you to be able to take your inner journey.
Okay.
Then now, based on the workbook, we do coaching. That's the differentiator now for the realignment program. It's in the coaching, so that we take your inner journey and begin to draw your inner passion, your strength, and align you. For some people, you might find that people are actually in good jobs, but deep down they're not finding fulfillment. Retrace it so that they can find their joy, find their identity and all. Some people, their gifts and abilities were lost somewhere along the way, bringing them to the fore so that they know and they can operate in them. And it's a beautiful, beautiful journey. Honestly, Mikali, I find joy in what I'm doing.
I don't know why I feel like laughing. I'm just trying to take you seriously
No.
right now. I'm just like, who Judy? But yes, so social media.
Social media. At Judy Mzungu Hakula, at Safarini with Judy Mzungu Hakula. Find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, find me on Instagram. Telephone 0714-722-733 or 784-722-733.
Even do Tacheka. Okay. We're going to thank you so much for coming through, Judy, and for sharing with permission.
Thank you.
We're going to take a very short commercial break. We will be right back.